Morning Gemini, welcome to your general weekly reading. This is for the 1st of August, 1st to the 7th. So where has the year gone? I started to lay the cards out and then realised I hadn't pressed record. So now I've left them spread out and I'm pressing record. That's why they're already set up like this. Energy across the bottom, you got the Knight of Wands. She has no sword. She just has a shield. And the one that she's got there is the one that the page uses to jump into a new adventure. And basically, pages tonight can be the same person maturing. So she's gone from this sort of the Indiana Jones card to this slightly more, Indiana Jones senior. Still bashing doors down. She's brave. She's courageous. She doesn't need to use any violence. She's lightly armoured. She just got a bit of armour on her shoulder there. So she's got armour where she needs it. It's quite interesting that. Don't know why that popped into her head, but it does. So the first card in the deck, I quite like this. There's a Goliath beetle there on the 10 of Wands, and it can carry 100 times its own weight. There's someone getting a free ride here. So next week, something's happening where you might feel like, why is it me? Why am I doing all the work? Universe provides, don't worry, they'll get their own comeuppance, which could be this card here, the Cloak and Dagger card. But crossing that, you've got the fantastic Ace of Pentacles. So you're completing one cycle and then you're starting off with a new one. The mountain on here mountains represent achievements or obstacles depending where they are in the card. And you're on top of the mountain. So you've achieved so much already and you've got so much more. In fact, this could be what you've achieved already and this is what you're going to achieve now. And you've got all the tools to hand to be able to do it. Pentacles are a great suit in the card. Well, they're all great suits for different reasons, but the Pentacles are all about kind of rolling your sleeves up and doing it yourself. So it's really nice to see that. So yeah, there's been a bit of a burden. It's been a bit quiet for Jeremy the last couple of weeks. My feeling is August is going to be quite cooperative. There's lots of things going on in the world where we've kind of come through it all or are still going through it all, and we're beginning to realize we're quite resilient, and I think that's individually and collectively. So anyway, you got a burden, there's an end of a chapter, and then we go into this new start, which is a lovely, I think you're ending chapter 7, going on to chapter 8. It's not a new book, it's not a new destination. This is water cooler gossip and someone kind of being mean, and it's just not a very pleasant card. Whenever I read for people, I tend to think that you're here for your higher self, so I don't see this as you. So I always see negative cards as external influences kind of whispering, which is, you've got the devil here, and we'll talk about her in a moment. But you see there that the biggest sword of all is the biggest knife of all is reserved for the rat, and it's a bit like the beetle in here. They are going, that knife is going to fall on that beetle. Someone's going to turn around, your boss is going to turn around and go, you've done fantastic work, Steve, but I can see that Dave was just hanging on your coattails and taking all the credit. We've seen through that, and they have seen through that because of the 8 up there. But let's get down to this. So you've got your near past, which is the Cloak and Dagger. I wouldn't listen to any gossip. If anything feels underhand, don't do it. Yeah, simple as that. In the near future, there is some trial involved. You've got the Lovers card, so this could be relationships. It doesn't feel particularly emotive. There's one cup card, 2 cup cards. So it doesn't feel like a love reading. This feels more like a what's the word? A state of mind reading, I suppose, possibly a work reading. But the Lovers in the near future, there is some kind of trial. There is some kind of attraction. There is the tie that binds. This red tie that goes, this red string that goes through the universe and ties 2 individuals together. Your soulmate is out there somewhere, and you are connected to them. The universe will draw you together if you want to, and if you want to stay on your own, the universe will go, fair enough, I'll leave you on your own. And be careful of that energy, because down at the bottom here, kind of sat in your sort of subconscious, is this 4 of Cups. I call it the meh card. You can't even see this beautiful flower in the background that, I always think one of these cups is filled with vodka and the others are filled with water. And you could sip out of all of them and go, yeah, it's fine, whatever. And it's like, really? That was neat vodka and that was cold water and still nothing? Yeah. So you've got a couple of cards of stagnation here. Maybe 3 actually, with the 2 of Swords. So, my feeling with Gemini is you've had 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, maybe even longer than that, of go, come on, let's go. And eventually the universe goes, do you know what? They're still on the starting blocks. I'm just going to leave them there for a bit. This is just the way they're thinking. So that's what it feels like. I can't make a reading positive every single time. I can pick up the good. I can say this isn't you, and there's some fantastic cards here. But the general reading is definitely one of feeling sort of treading water, I suppose. So down at the bottom, like I say, you've got the meh card, but it's underscored by this Knight of Wands, which is brash, courageous, bull in a china shop. I'm asking the question, what are you waiting for, Gemini? What are you waiting for? There's no reason to wait. The head of the matter, what you really know is this is the Eight of Pentacles, and again, Pentacles very, very powerful, very golden, very money-fied. These two cards, they're very, very similar, aren't they? The hammer and the axe, getting ready to create all of this stuff. And same here. This hammer here is heating up from the amount of use you're giving it. You're literally walloping the work out. It's a card of craftsmanship and diligence and professionalism and being the better person, being the higher self, and just, being the one everyone's going, wow, look at this person knocking it out of the park. I mean, you're smashing it here. And that's your headspace. So this is what you think is going on. This is your, your intellect and your intelligence. This is what you know. This is what you know is going on. Whereas this is what you feel is going on. Anyway, we come down here. So we've got this diligence, hard work, craftsmanship. There is some trial involved. It's not going to be easy. But then you end up with this fantastic card. You've got the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups, the feast card normally in the traditional Rider-Waite. It's a rainbow. And no, that's the Ten of Cups. The Nine of Cups is the merchant sat in front of all these cups looking quite satisfied. And it's a card of satisfaction. It's a card of abundance. It's a card of whatever you want, you can have. It's all there for you. Food, drink, sexual pleasure, money, being, just that abundance that comes with being your higher self. And it's abundance that continues. This isn't going to run out here. So you're going to find yourself in a fantastic position. And other people are jealous. There's no two ways about it. The devil here, she's whispering, and the devil is very good at kind of whispering on our shoulders, and she's saying in this instance to you, you're not good enough. You didn't do all the hard work they did. You're not worthy of a new start. You're not as good as you think you are. It's like, no, that's what she's whispering. That's not true. That is not the truth. Yeah. What did I say in a reading about this? I've written it down somewhere, and it was the devil is temptation, which is a willing prison made more dangerous by me more beautiful. So you've got to be really careful. The devil is about temptation, and this sort of impermanent temptations is like, have it now, spend all your money now, and then don't worry about your retirement. Do it now. Don't think about the future. Don't think about your physical and mental health. Just be greedy and selfish and insular. Yeah, that's what other people are doing. That's what other people are telling you to do. You're in a great place here. So this card, based on that, is about the message. There's a message here. There's something that you're missing. You're listening to these two swords grind and clang against each other and wear each other down. Could be two people, could be the conversation you're having in your head. The angel and the devil on your shoulders going, do this, don't do this, do this, don't do this. And while you're listening to those voices, you're missing the message. And the message is getting torn. Just be really careful you don't lose sight of what's important to you. And because of that kind of mentality, it's causing you to tread water a little bit. The pentacles here, they're not bright and shiny like those on the 8. They're not being used. They're not being creative. There's vines growing up them. Is a bomb if it doesn't go off? Is it just sticks of dynamite and a clock? So this money isn't these ideas are being hemmed in by a cobweb of your own making. They're your ideas that you are holding back, right? And these vines are growing up, these pentacles, because you are keeping them in the dark and keeping them wet. So vines are going, this is great, we can grow beautifully here. So it's a card of stagnation, it's a card of hoarding, it's a card of, it's not a bad card, because sometimes it could be a card of status quo. I'm just going to stay where I am. I'm doing a good job and nearly there. There's a new start coming. Yeah, they're bitching about me, but I can live with that. Yes, it's going to be a little bit tough, but this is where I'm going to find myself. So it's a bit insular as well, Gemini. I'd be careful of doing anything solo. The devil is a great energy at kind of those nature programs where the hyenas or the lions, they they go around a herd of wildebeest or antelope and they split one off from the pack and wear it down. That's what the devil does. You know, it pulls you away from your family and friends and then starts whispering. So don't listen to it. Knight in shining armour is coming in. It's not gender specific. Nights are about events, so it could be an event rather than a person, but you know, this is it's coming through with a certain amount of vigor and energy and joy. It's definitely a knight in shining armor. There is somebody out there, and again, we don't do gender in tarot, so it could, male, female, trans, whatever, there's somebody out there who wants to come into your life in a good way. Yeah, fantastic. I tend to read these as I draw them, so I'm not seeing all three, I've just seen this one. The star, great card. The card, basically, if I could sum up cards in one word, the word for the star is hope. Yeah, it's also promises, wishes, dreams coming true, nurturing your conscious and your subconscious, listening to both sides of the argument, listening to both sides of the argument, listening to both sides of the argument. This card here, by the way, this cloak and dagger card, and someone doing the dirty on you, or some water cooler gossip. Sometimes when you're listening to gossip, there's a nugget of truth, and you go, actually, that makes sense about this burden or something, but just be really careful with it. Yeah, gossip is never a good thing, but sometimes the nugget of truth that's in there, the truth is good, the gossip is less so. You know, you could say to someone, I've noticed this person comes to work late every day and finishes early. That's true. But if you're gossiping about them, going, well, they never did the job, but you don't know that. The only thing you know is they arrive late and finish early. Maybe all the work's done. Maybe they're the most successful person in the company. That's the bit you don't know. That's where gossip causes a problem. So just don't find yourself isolated from the herd. Don't find yourself that lone antelope on the prairie going, what the hell just happened? Now I'm surrounded by lions. Yeah. Six of Swords. I do feel at the end of this week, you're just going to go, do you know what, this situation, this chapter that's come to an end, it doesn't serve me anymore. It's time to move to somewhere else. This is the refugee card. Woman and child in a boat. She's sailing from one place to another, normally from choppy waters to less choppy waters. But where she's actually sailing is unknown, so she's not really sure where she's going, but she's still taking her burdens with her. Yeah, just remember that. So if you've got money problems or you've got relationship problems and you go, I know, I'll move to the 3 towns further south, great, good luck to you, new start, fantastic, show everybody how good you are, live a life of affluence, you know, hold on to what you've got, but your burdens are still going to be there. So Gemini, this is a really good week. I would try and find some friends and have a good chat. Don't isolate yourself. Make sure you work and spend time with other people. It's not a time for introspection this week. So yeah, first week in August, it's a quiet one for you. It's unusual week for Gemini. Have a good one, and I'll be getting out the August reading soon as well, so I'll be give you an overview of the whole of August. Other than that, I will see you for the next reading. Take care.